Hotz, and I'm a Freedom Pro. Pros and solar has changed my life, and yeah, I didn't really do too well at the previous company. It was kind of like a below average rep, and then but there at that company the standard was like 8 deals, 6 deals. You were the guy. Come here and I see winners and Carl Luna, Mason Mahaffey getting like 20, 30, 50 in a month, and I'm like, all right, you gotta tighten up a little bit. So yeah, it definitely took me to the next level being here. Definitely just do exactly what I did last year, and then the numbers will speak for itself. So as long as I stay true to the grind and don't cheat it, because as long as I tell people all the time, as long as you're treating it like a 9 to 5, you'll do well, right? If I came to all my reps and was like, hey, before the year starts, I'm gonna give you guys all 100K, but you guys have to work 40, 50 hours a week, they'll probably all do it, right? But since that money's not there already, they'll get a $4,000 check, $5,000 check, $3,000, whatever it may be, and then slack a little bit. And then 2 weeks later, they're like, oh, I don't have any money, and then they're not in the right mindset. So with this job, it's mainly mental. So if you're not working, and then your bills come up, and then you're not in the right headspace. So as long as you just stay true to the grind, you'll be a top rep. It'll mean a lot, man. I'm very competitive. I love winning competitions, played basketball a lot growing up, and I'm just big on always betting on myself. Like, if there's no money on the line, when I play one-on-one with someone, I'm like, I'm not interested, I wanna, because it just brings the competitive spirit out. So with this being on the line, like, hey, guys, like last year, it was a different competition, obviously Slayer, I won that, but my guys were going out from like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Like, I just had it in my head, like, hey, we gotta win this, so we just gotta bring that same energy to this competition, and we should be able to pull it out. What is the foundation of a championship culture? Just staying true to the grind, right? And just, believing in yourself and believing that we could accomplish it. Because like I mentioned earlier, we all look different, we all sound different, so as long as you believe in yourself and put in the time, we'll be able to win that championship. But if we cheat the grind, we're only working 3 hours this day, 2 hours, and take a day off, we can't expect to win a championship, right? Even though we think we're A+ players or whatever it may be, if we're not sticking to the grind, we're not gonna win the championship. The winning habits that we just need to lock in with is just putting in the time, working the hours, doing the stuff that we do off the doors as well. If there's a top rep that, we want to learn from, get them on a phone call, hey, what's working for you? Watch Taylor McCarthy, watch, other YouTubers that do solar content, and, just really make sure that we're, getting better each day. If you're getting 1% better, by the end of the year, you're 365% better than you were. So pretty much just that, just making sure that we're getting better day by day. Steph Curry doesn't not practice the whole week on his 3-point shot and then comes into the game and drains 10 threes, right? He's out there every day shooting 100, 200 threes in practice, and then he's ready for the basketball game. I mean, there's a lot to expect, man. This is out of the solar industry, this is the NBA. There's G League and overseas companies, right? But this is the NBA. So you just gotta, you gotta expect that these guys are gonna come out swinging, because it's not gonna be easy. Like this year, just lost Slayer, because I feel like we didn't have the same, power, and we can't have that for this competition. We're not gonna win. So these guys are gonna put big numbers up, so we just gotta do the same exact thing, right? Watch that leaderboard, make sure that, if someone gets a deal, all right, we're getting 2. All right, we're getting 3, no matter what. That was a pretty cool experience to see one of our guys get 5 in one day, to make sure that at least we finish top 4. Not what we want to finish, but it's better than last, right? What is different? I mean, dude, it's just it's crazy to see the numbers, right? It's kind of scary. Like, you're just like, last year you could probably win a comp with, getting 5 or 6, maybe 8 in a week. This year, if your team's not getting 20, 30 in a week, you're like, you might as well go home, right? Go to Cancun or something early.